In Chapter 8, we're going to go over exploring advanced data analysis. So we have about 23 skills to learn. And I also added the Excel files that you're going to use if you want to practice along with the video. Actually, you're going to use two Excel files. The first set will go for the first 14 skills, and the second Excel file from 15 to the rest. Okay, so let us start. First of all, we're going to go over how we can create a new conditional formatting. As you can see in Excel, you can use some type of color coding that represent the quick visual look at what's happening in your data. And not only by color coding, you can see you can use icons, and this is what will be covered in this first video. So let us see it.
To create a new conditional formatting rule with custom icon set rules, on the Home tab in the Styles group, click the Conditional Formatting button. Click New Rule. In the New Formatting Rule dialog, in the Select a Rule Type box, Format all cells based on their values is selected by default. Expand the Format Style list and select Icon Sets. If necessary, expand the icon style list and select the icon set you want. To hide the cell value and display only the icon, click the Show Icon Only checkbox. Set the specific comparison operators, values, and types to control when each icon is displayed. Click OK to apply the new rule. To create a new conditional formatting rule to bold cells that are equal to or above the average value, open the New Formatting Rule dialog. In the Select a Rule Type box, click the Format Only values that are above or below average. Expand the Format Values that are list and select Equal or Above. Click the Format button. In the Format Cells dialog, on the Font tab, click Bold. Click OK to close the Format Cells dialog. Click OK to close the New Formatting Rule dialog and apply the new rule.
Okay, so you're going to have the cells Excel file that will allow you to do exactly the same. The next step will be also similar, but we're going to manage those conditional formatting.
To open the Conditional Formatting Rules Manager, on the Home tab in the Styles group, click the Conditional Formatting button. Click Manage Rules. Expand the Show Formatting Rules For list and select the option you want. When there are multiple formatting rules applied to the same set of cells, click the Stop If True checkbox to prevent later conditional formats from being applied to the cells when the selected condition is true. To delete a rule, click the rule you want to delete, and then click the Delete Rule button. To modify a rule, click the rule you want to change, and then click the Edit Rules button. In the Edit Formatting Rule dialog, each rule type has its own set of editing options. For example, to change data bars to display a gradient, in the Edit Formatting Rule dialog, expand the Fill list and select Gradient Fill. To change the color, click the color arrow to display the color palette and select a color. Click OK in the Edit Formatting Rule dialog, and then click OK again in the Conditional Formatting Rules Manager to save the changes.
Please use the Excel file to practice before doing your assignment. This is really helpful. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use filtering and sorting by using what is called the cell attributes.
To sort data by cell attribute, if necessary, on the Data tab in the Sort and Filter group, click the Filter button to display the auto filter arrows at the top of each column. Click the auto filter arrow at the top of the column that includes the cell format you want to sort by. Point to Sort by Color and click the option you want to sort by. Excel automatically displays the options available for that particular column. Sort by cell color, sort by font color, and sort by cell icon. To filter data by cell attribute, click the auto filter arrow at the top of the column that includes the cell format you want to filter by. Point to Filter by Color and click the option you want to filter by. Excel automatically displays the options available for that particular column. Filter by cell color, filter by font color, and filter by cell icon.
Okay. Again, this is just a styling and filtering for styles. Now we're going to do sorting data on multiple criteria, not only ascending or descending, but creating some type of um, formula for us to apply to our data.
To sort data on multiple criteria, select any cell in the data range. On the Data tab in the Sort and Filter group, click the Sort button. If your data includes a header row, Excel will usually identify that for you and automatically check the My Data Has Headers checkbox. In the Sort dialog, expand the Sort By list and select the column you want to use for the first sort level. If necessary, change the selections in the Sort On and Order lists. Click the Add Level button. Expand the Then By list and select the column you want for the next sort level. Continue adding levels and building the sort criteria until you are finished. Click OK.
This is very important because sometimes you have data in which you want first to sort based on, for example, here, based on the top sellers, then the second sort. So we'll sort everything based from the top to the lower, and then we'll be sorting, for example, here by the date. From the oldest to the newest. So you are applying multiple sorts on your data. And here we're going to create some custom filter.
To create a custom filter, you must first enable filtering. On the Data tab in the Sort and Filter group, click the Filter button. To create a custom date filter, click the Auto Filter arrow at the top of the column that contains the data for which you want to filter, and point to Date Filters. Click the filter type you want. If you choose an option that requires specific dates, such as before or after, enter the date criteria in the Custom Auto Filter dialog and click OK. Follow the same steps to create a custom text filter. The custom text filter options include choices like Begins With and Contains. The custom autofilter dialog changes according to the filter option you selected. Custom number filter options include the comparison operators such as greater than or equal to and less than.
Those filters are really important when you have a huge data, like you're talking about millions of rows and maybe 10,000 of columns. And it's very difficult for you to find specific elements. So filtering is gonna be the easiest way to identify specific customers with a specific, maybe alphabetical sorting first and filtering those specific customers, and then applying maybe the payment, missed payment, or upcoming payments, you name it. So this is really useful. Now we're going to use even more advanced filtering methods.
To use Excel's advanced filter feature, first create the criteria range. If necessary, insert a few blank rows above the data you want to filter. There should be at least one blank row between the criteria range and the list data. Copy the data label row to the first row of the criteria range. In the criteria range, type the criteria that you want to filter for. Click anywhere in the data list. On the Data tab, in the Sort and Filter group, click the Advanced button. Filter the records in place is selected by default. Excel will populate the list range box for you if you start with a cell in the range selected. Enter the cell references for the criteria range box. Click OK to apply the filter.
Again, this is really useful. As you saw, you were able to filter based on two categories: the last name, here Smith, and then the price that was bigger than $75. We're going to learn how to add subtotals.
To add subtotals to your worksheet, on the Data tab in the Outline group, click the Subtotal button. In the Subtotal dialog, make a selection from the At Each Change In list. Expand the Use function list and select the function to use in the subtotal calculations. Click the checkbox in front of the column that contains the data you want to use in the subtotal calculation. If necessary, click the Summary Below Data checkbox to display a grand total row. Click OK to create the subtotals. To collapse the outline to show just the subtotals, click the To Outline symbol at the left of the column headings. To show the details for a specific group, click the plus sign outline symbol next to the row you want to expand.
This is a very nice feature, especially if you have big data. As you can see, you have subtotal for specific maybe names, maybe specific dates, and you can easily group those, as you can see here, grouped by that specific filter that you decided to group them on. And of course, you can see the total at the end of this table. Using consolidate to create subtotal. This is another sophisticated way to use. You click the sum, you select the reference, or you can select it with your mouse, a complete region. You click the add, and you're going to use the top row and the left column, and here we go. Again, to explain it over here, so you have to always make sure you have some empty space that you're gonna propagate the answers to your consolidations over there, and then you use by using the consolidate button, you selected what kind of functions that you want to use and apply, and which cells range or name to be used. And again, as I said here, you don't have to use a specific name range. You can select the arrow, the places that you want to apply that on. And finally, in this case, the one we represented, we saw, just got it. We saw how the top row and the left row were used, and the results were represented for us. Okay, let us continue. Creating an outline.
If your workbook includes a data range organized with summary rows that include formulas, you can use the Auto Outline feature to automatically create groups and subgroups of rows that you can expand and collapse. To use Auto Outline, click any cell in the data range. On the Data tab in the Outline group, click the Group button arrow and click Auto Outline. Excel automatically groups together the rows above each row that includes a formula.
And you can as well collapse it like we did before. Let me mention here second. So this is the file that contain all these tabs you see here that will be available for you in Blackboard, so you can practice with them. This is the one we saw at the beginning, and the one we just looked at was this one. Okay. Now we're going to do analyzing changes with the watch window. Okay. On the formula tab, you're going to use the formula auditing group. Click the watch window button. Then in the watch window, click add watch. Accordingly, you're going to select the cells which automatically will be entered. Click on add. Click the main Excel window and make changes to the cells that are referenced. The value column in the watch window updated as you work. The watch window also stays on top the workbook window until you close it completely. You decided that's it. Now we're going to do creating what if analysis scenario. I'm going to leave this as a starting for the following video.